What's up, everybody, and welcome to the REVELSations podcast. I'm Dr. Revels, but you can call me Rev because we're all friends and family here. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Hit a thumbs up, drop a comment. I think you really want to comment on this episode. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this verse of the REVELSations podcast because I think it's something that each of us deal with, each of us struggle with. And I think if we begin to expose this part about ourselves, the world can be a better place. Contact the show directly, The REVELSations Podcast. That's on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can also email the show directly at revelationspodcast@gmail.com. But more importantly, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell an enemy that you are listening to the REVELSations Podcast. So happy again you decided to join me today. Last verse, we talked about decisions. The name of that verse was Decisions. And I said then that the decisions you make are good or bad, no matter the outcome. The decision was good, no matter the outcome, no matter the result. So it was a good decision, no matter the result, or a bad decision, no matter the result. And I asked the question, I said, would you rather have the right person making the wrong decision or a wrong person making the right decision? I described the right person as the person that is most educated, that cares about you the most, that has the most experience, that the person that is in the best position to make the decision. They make the decision and it goes wrong, or would you rather have the wrong person, a person who is not as educated, who does not have your best interest at heart, who does not have the experience, and who is not in the best position to make the decision for you, and it work out on your behalf? I took out all the death, took out all like losing all your money, but just in general situations. And I answered the question at the end that I would rather have the right person making a wrong decision more than a wrong person making the right decision. And I said that because over time, if we have the right person making decisions time and time again, those things are going to work out in my favor a bit more often, not a bit more often, actually a lot more often than the person who was wrong and just sort of hit the lucky lottery, if you will. You know, the sun shines on everybody and the rain goes on everybody, but I would much rather be with the person who is consistent and is the best person. Now, there's a question there, all that's wrapped in that. I said I was right in making that choice. And that's what we're talking about today. Who's right? Who's wrong? We always think we're right. And that is called self-righteousness. So the name of this episode is The Case of Self-Righteousness. Let's get to some dictionary definitions as we do here on the REVELSations podcast so we can all be on the same page. And let's get to talking about self-righteousness and how it impacts our lives. So the definition of self-righteousness is having or characterized by a certainty, especially an unfounded one, that you, a person, is totally correct or morally superior to another. I'll repeat. It's having or characterized by a certainty, especially an unfounded one, that a person or you is totally correct or morally superior to others. We are right. We have it. Our opinion, it's opinion-based. Our opinion is correct. The reason I say it's opinion-based, self-righteousness is all based in opinion because it's not based in fact. It said, especially an unfounded one. What does unfounded mean? Unfounded mean having no foundation or basis in fact. Having no foundation or basis in fact. What does fact mean? Fact means a thing that can be proven or is known to be true. This is not an opinion I'm going to give you. This is fact. 2 + 2 is 4. I have 2 fingers here. I have 2 fingers here. If we count them out, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 + 2 is 4. That is not debatable, even though in today's world we'll definitely debate facts. That's a different topic for a different day. So we're not talking about self-righteousness if we can prove it by fact. We're not talking about self-righteousness if we know it to be true. True meaning be able to be proved by fact. But we are talking about self-righteousness in these opinions that we are morally superior, that our way is better than other people's ways. Right? So let's get to a couple more definitions, and a lot of definitions today. So morals relating to or connected with the principles of right or wrong in human behavior. Again, relating to or concerning with the principles of right and wrong in human behavior. Well, who gets to determine what is right and what is wrong? That is opinion when it comes to behavior. Is the behavior of talking right or talking wrong, depending on who you're asking. But one person will say it's wrong to do this. Another person would say it's right to do this. Those are opinions. Those are not facts. Like 2 plus 2 is 4. Another thing, it is talking about superiority. Okay, that you think that you are better, morally superior, it says. So superior means having a higher ranked status or quality. We know what that is. It's better, higher than. And in all of that, we have a superiority complex, which is an attitude that we are superior to others, an attitude that we are superior to others. I am better than you because my self-righteousness, my opinions are superior to yours. And my question is, why do we think we have a monopoly on being right? And I'm going to step on some toes today, but I'm doing that on purpose. And the toes I'm stepping on most are mine because I'm being honest, because I am self-righteous. I'm working on my self-righteousness, but I'm self-righteous. And if you examine yourself, I bet you are self-righteous too. Let's get to it. So let's talk about morals again. Morals. Oftentimes, morals are based in some type of religious belief. Even if you're not a religious person, trust me, your morals are based in some type of religious belief years and years and years and years ago. But who's to say that religion is correct? It is opinion based. There is no religion that in the current world that can be proven to be true. You cannot prove that there's a God that exists. You cannot prove that a God does not exist. All of these things are based on our opinions, on our thoughts, on what we believe is true. But then we go around and act self-righteousness, saying that we are right, that we are correct. And oftentimes we begin to treat others as inferior, which is the opposite of superior, because they do not agree with us. That is self-righteous. Does your God, if you believe in one, tell you to be self-righteous? Is that what your God does? I have studied many world religions, many of them, and I have never heard of a God who tells his or her people to be self-righteous. The God itself is righteous, not the person. But people often carry this self-righteousness, and they believe that if you don't believe in their God, then you're wrong. But I would ask the same person, well, this other group of people, they have a religion. And while you want to be respected for believing in your religion, are you respecting other people for believing in theirs? Just like you want the rights to serve and to participate and to worship and to live the way that you want to live based on your morals, which is self-righteousness, because you believe you're right, just as you want them to be respected, don't you also want to be respected? Like, this respect thing goes both ways. So the self-righteousness that we have is oftentimes putting ourselves in a superior plane than others. And if we're doing that, how do we know that we're right? Why do we know that our way is the right way? How do we know that our God is the right God? We cannot prove it to be so, because religions are faith-based, believing and acting as if something is so without being able to prove that it is so. Let's take it away from the religious realm. Now, here's the thing. We're about to get in some people's kitchen, as my mom used to say. Politically, United States, we just had an election, and Donald Trump won the election. And people who supported the other candidate, Ms. Harris, they're upset and they think Donald Trump is wrong. That is the wrong candidate to have. And those people who supported Donald Trump believes he is everything. He's the greatest candidate, or whatever they believe. And both of those people are experiencing self-righteousness, superiority. I am right. Not just this is my opinion and this is what I prefer. No, but I am right. And more importantly, you are wrong for not thinking the way that I think. You are wrong if you don't like my candidate. You are wrong if you voted for Donald Trump. You are wrong if you voted for Kamala Harris. You are incorrect. You are not superior morally. You are morally inferior if you voted for the candidate that I didn't vote for. And why do we do that? Should we do that? Should we be people who are thinking we are better than others? Should we have this morally superior thing? And when we do, oftentimes it creates a divide. That doesn't bring anybody together. When you think you're better than somebody, and when you think you're more superior than someone. So why do we do that? Where else can we examine our lives and say, yeah, I'm being self-righteous. This is my opinion. And just like I want my opinion protected and respected, I should probably protect and respect other people's opinion. But oftentimes we don't. We think we're right. And who says that we are? Because these things are based in opinions. So Donald Trump can go into office and do something. Some people will think it's great. Other people will think it's terrible. Both people are being self-righteous. I'm right. Not just my opinion, not just my preference. We all have it. But we begin to act like the other person is wrong and we are right for it. But just put ourselves in the other camp. Imagine if people thought we were wrong for what we thought. We wouldn't want that to happen. We would want to be respected for what we believe and what we think. So why not just continue to allow and respect other people's opinions and other people's choices? Why do we sit in this superiority, in this self-righteousness, which is unfounded in facts? It's all opinions. There is a fact. Donald Trump won the presidential election. Cool. We cannot argue that. Him being a good candidate or not is up for opinion. It's up for debate. It's to each person's moral standings. Well, Donald Trump is this, Donald Trump is that. Okay, Kamala Harris is this, Kamala Harris is that. Okay, depending on where you sit, depending on how you view things, you will begin to see yourself as right. And that's in some ways okay. But if we could flip it a little bit and think of ourselves as this is my preference. And if I can stop treating people incorrectly or treating people worse because they don't think like me, I think the world might be a better place. So examine your life. Where are you self-righteous? Where things where you feel like you're superior or your way is the best way, but you cannot prove it with facts. It could go for money. Oh, you can make a lot of money this way. I think this is the best way to have money. But maybe that person doesn't want to live a life where they have an abundance of money. They're wrong for that, or we look down on them for that. Why? Why do we do that? Why do we walk around with this aura of self-righteousness? Would you want somebody to be self-righteous towards you? Probably not. So why are we doing it to them? And we've gotten away from the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them or as you would want them to do unto you. Instead, we're going with the bronze rule is what I call it. Treat others like they treat you. So people are being self-righteous to me, so I'm going to be self-righteous to others. How does that improve anything? How does that make the world a better place? How does that make your work environment better? How does that make your household better when you treat people as they're treating you? No, it would be better if you treated people the way you would like to be treated. Now, even in this, I'm being self-righteous. I think a part of my self-righteousness is saying, you know what? We should be less self-righteous. I believe that I'm right. I cannot prove that. I have no fact that this is how things should be. What do you think? Where are you self-righteous in your life? Do you think you're self-righteous? Do you not believe you're self-righteous? Is self-righteousness good? Self-righteousness bad? Drop a comment. Let me know. Thank you again for listening to the REVELSations podcast. I'm Dr. Revels, but again, we're all family and friends, so you can call me Rev. I am because we are. Hallelujah, holla back. Peace.
Yeah, the revelations now televised. A platform for you and I. And now look with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised. REVELSations.